This is the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi for day 24 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi cycle, which is Siman Yud Aleph, Sif Yud Aleph, till Siman Yud Aleph, Sif Yud Ches, Bechlau. Yud Aleph. Kamahu Arukh HaChutim Kshen Kfulin. How much is the length of the strings when they're doubled into the hole? Amr Chazal b'Menachos Arba Etzbos Begodel. Kama Arba Godlin. There are 4 thumbs. B'rocha Mokum Shel Godel, and in the width of a thumb. 4 Godlim. B'rocha Mokum Shel Godel. 4 thumbs, the width of the thumb. V'rash b'reishta Anaf HaMashul Shel Kai. This is going on the Anaf, which is the branch, literally, which is hanging down. Al Psil. And it's saying that the psil, the strings that are free falling are supposed to be 4 godlim. They came in that gedil hu shlish, and since the gedil is supposed to be a third of the entire length, it means the rack part, so therefore it's tzarich lios gedil shneish gedilim. So the rack part has to be 2 gedil godlim. B'chol shisha godlim. Altogether, that's 6 thumbs. Rambam Perek Al Bier the koilo kai. This is no altogether. That's how much has to be. Dagdil v'ana biyachad. That the both parts together are rak arba gdolim or golim all together for thumbs. Mizeh beis shlishios anaf u'shlish gadil 2/3 strings and 1/3 ties. Avra tam perish the gadil kai. Bein tam says it's going actually only on the gadil. Shita Shezashi Arba Golden, that the rack part should be 4 golden, but enough Shmona, and the hanging part should be 8. Because you'd base golden, so altogether 12 thumbs. But Al Perusho is Timu Harbi a Paiskim. So many people have agreed to Beinu Tam, and therefore V'chein HaMinag, that is the Minag. The Bir Halacha says that some say that this is Likuva, it's an impediment that be this length. Maram Bennett is not sure about this. The chinuch sounds like you can be Meikah B'diavad and Tzarech Iyan Ladina. That is the Mishnah Berurah's conclusion. Arukh HaShulchan goes on and says, all this is besides the amount of the strings which is on top of the garment. This is below the garment. You need the shear. It can be even longer than that. There's no mitzvah to be longer. The Mishnah Berurah makes out that Ri used to make it longer so that if it gets ripped, there'll still be enough of a shear left. Back to Arukh HaShulchan B'dai, you should know the kol shear zeh hu levai. I'm sorry. Mutal yitzos odef. You're allowed to cut off the excess after Hashem. It's not tzitzis even after the tzitzis is complete. Of course, there is no prohibition of taseh b'lom making it not that which is pre-made, because of course the came a chain pasul, but there's no pasul if it's longer. If you're not doing anything halachic. Chazal say they have no shear as to how long they are in length. But they have a minimum shear. There's no maximum, but there is a minimum. And that's the shear which you explained. In the brackets, the Arukh HaShulchan says here, the Gemara in Menachos seems to say that since this is a mashu, the Afagav Kosa tastes the Shabbos time of Gimel Dimar Maskar, the Gam Mashu Yeshir Ksas, even though Mashu doesn't mean nothing. Mashu is not ayin, it's something. Ayin Sham, nevertheless, ain't Shech Lomar Mashu or a Harbe Gold. We can't say Mashu, something is several thumbs long. The Rashi Pirshar Godumikai, Rashi says it's on what's left if some of it gets torn. The Tzarech Iyan Hagam L'zeh Yeshir G'daniva, and Arukh HaShulchan says, I don't understand, because even that has to be enough to loop after it's torn. But the case, Lama Lagmar Tairutz Taritz to Tzarcher. And besides that, if that's the case, why do I want to give another answer? The thumb is measured in an average person's thumb, Beduk, Bezel Korech Shtei Seorim, and that is about the length of 2 barley kernels. Yud Beis, Kfarnis Barado Simchut Echad Aruch, L'chroch Ba'agadil. It's already explained that we make 1 long string in order to wrap the wrappings. And if he doesn't have this a long string, he should wrap from one string and then from another string, and so on later on. I actually, years ago, when I was in Bachar and Shalvim, I asked this question in the river of Ephraim. What happens? I didn't know the Arukh HaShulchan spoke about it. I don't recall if he answered me the Arukh HaShulchan spoke about it. I don't think he did bring it down. But in any event, whether you're allowed to use alternating strings if you don't have one long string. And here the Arukh HaShulchan says it is okay. Don't use one of them if they're all short. Because then that short string is going to come out very short in the end. With manat chelis, when there is chelis, so you korchim, they use it. They use korchim in the they would do it wrap in the following way. Tzas krichos mit chelis, tzas mit lavan. A few of chelis, a few of lavan. Kamavur Rambam, like it says in the Rambam. I don't know if you can see this, but I actually do the Radziner, and the Radziner is because one white at the end, one white at the end, which I see is untied here now. Okay, and all the middle are blue. But he says you make tzas l'mayat chelis and tzas l'mayat kavur b'Rambam v'dah shekol shulchan aruch nifas b'siv daled, and this is in the bracket. V'dah yishol l'chol shulchan aruch and all shulchan aruch nifas b'siv daled achar hagadil hagah. There's a hagah b'zel l'shono. Hainu ha'chelik me'atzitzis she'enu aruch, the part of the which is not long. Ve'ein are kal l'shono. Ve'ein zeh shum perush. This hagah, this Ramah, doesn't seem to have any explanation. V'hametz the toast enough of it saying tzurchel. Arukh HaShulchan says there's a mistake there. This is what it's supposed to say. Shenaseh k'arig. Klomar, meaning it's the Gadil Naseh Ka'arig, the wrap part is like it's woven by the wrapping of the string around it. And since in the Shulchan Aruch the word Gadil has not yet been mentioned at that point, and also in Sifri the word Gadil is used in a different intent. That's why it explained it here. Okay, be that as that it's the orig. Be that as so it's the chelak tzitzit she'eno orig. It's supposed to be what it says in the Ramah. Yud Gimel. You should make strings on the four corners. You should put it on the tzitzis of the corner. We say before from this it's clear that tzitzis are knaf beged. The tzitzis have to come from the corner of the garment, below mamsa beged, not from the middle of the garment. It's not considered kanaf if it's more than 3 tvachim away from the end of the 3, I suppose. 3 gedolim. 3 thumbs away from the end of the beged. So the hole should not be more than 3 golim away from the edge of the talus. Mishnah Berurah says that in order to be yotze all the day, chashashos, you should make the hole within 3 etzbos. Amok mitzah v'zeres. I'm not sure what he means by that. Okay, be as it may. Back to the example by Arukh HaShulchan, I really don't know what Shlosha's about Amok mitzah v'zeres means. Okay, this is an impediment in the Ebed because it's called a corner. It has to be a corner. If you make them further removed from the corner of that, you cut the hem of the garment from below. So it's within 3 thumbs of the fringe. Of course, problem of being made automatically, not you make it. Even one tzitzis to be made above 3 etzbos, 3 gold, it's possible. Tzitzis, you have to undo the tzitzis, and make the hole below 3, and then put the tzitzis in. You dalit. Kshem, just like you're not allowed to make above 3, so too, you shouldn't make them too close to the fringe. I'm sorry, the Haksiv al-Kanaf v'lo tachas says on the corner, not under the corner. And on the corner is called from the knuckle of the, not the knuckle, knuckle. From the knuckle of the thumb, Vinam Tiyuso in its middle, that's of a Tiporin. I happen a small thumb, but that's the idea. The Gamzel Kuba, this is an impediment. Apilu b'di'evet. It's possible the tzitzis. Ela b'zeh yesh kula. But here there's a leniency. If when you made it, it was above it was the proper distance from the edge of the garment. And then it became torn. Inside the hole, actually, until the tzitzis is dangling down less than that amount of the knuckle. Kosher, it's kosher that Torah Peter Rakosh has to see it. Torah only is insistent on the time when you make it. Kilsiv a sula and tzitzis al kanfei. Should make the tzitzis on the corner of the gomer. Kilim taselucha bar kanvos. Make it valchar b'gomer. Achar sila after it's made less than, but we don't have a problem with it. This is only in the closer proximity to the edge. Not in the further proximity from the edge. Then tzitzis olamala kamuvan, because tzitzis does not go upwards. Okay, they go downwards. And another word, I'm not sure exactly what he means by that, but I mean, obviously means that it has to be al ha-konaf to begin with, and it's not al ha-konaf if it's further up, and can't become kosher afterwards, and whereas here it's kosher to begin with. And so too, similar thing when you made it at the proper distance, and some of the fibers of the garment were severed, torn, until it's below the proper distance. Gankin kosher, it's also okay. Bitam she's bar, because we'll explain that the impediment is only when it's at the time of making it. Therefore, there is a custom to make a hem around the hole. Finally, for a sofa yafeh, meaning to sew the hem well, shaloi karasham, that shouldn't be ripped. The apachas mikashir, less than shear. Even though it's not possible, like we wrote, it's a hitter. It's not a hitter to have a nasty ripped hole. And also they make a hem at the end of the garment below, that the fibers which are coming out should not come out and get ripped. And you should know the kesher agodel. You measure these 3 golden and the kesher and the connection from the and the knuckle misvasa beged biyosher this way below alachson, and not that way. Okay, like so this way, not that way. Tezvav. That's a tour of the shiras that ain't a baruch taos lo baruchma. Thinking of the tours that this shir is only in the length of the taos, not in the width. The baruch hamabeged, that it's as far as the width of the garments are concerned, yochel atim afilu some of the you can put him right next to the hem. Avolich kudom shkos the baruch being a shir meilu. But there are glom that you have to have it into shir on both sides, length and width. Can you create a beis Yosef? See if you don't show them that beis Yosef paskins accordingly. The length is called that which is to the width of a person. The talis gadol, obviously, that's the length. It goes to the width of the person. And the width is that which goes on the height of the person. Finirally, the talis gadol shemafim bo. That's why talis gadol. Our talis gadol have an orech l'orkosh adam. It's the other way around. That the length is from back to front. V'rochav l'rochvo across your stomach or back. Achlina enough kimina came in the shashir the zeu ben l'orch ben l'rochav. So Sipas can ask me both ways, so it really doesn't make a difference. Shir kesher agodel, karov l'shnei golden. And the shear of the knuckle is close to, of the knuckle to the end, is close to 2 thumbs. Which, obviously, not my thumb. Tez zayin. Mina go say at the lacim. The minute we make the lacim, lanich was faso ere below shasi, is to leave at the end, they'll have those knotted up strings at the end, and the talis gadol, sometimes they have a talis cotton as well. That is the erev, the warp strings without the warp below shasi. No, it's the warp strings, not the warp strings. But I know nowadays it makes a difference. Milshonei nikra shaliak, we call it shaliak. Loshakon nikra orlio. Benjamin a beged, and these knots at the end are not considered to be part of beged. Even if it's a very long knots like that, you should not put the tzitzis in them. And if you put it in them, puzzle, it's no good. Because it has to be on the corner of the garment. It's not part of the garment. Nevertheless, came to the origin king. Since the weavers do it that way, it's considered part of beged to this extent. That is included in the measure of the distancing, both l'chumra and l'kula. Because the hole is inside the garment, and this is, I guess, beyond the hole. There's no clear-cut heter in this. So of course you should be machmir that the minimum distance should be without the fringe, not on the fringe, and the maximum shear should be taking into account those knots in the fringe. If those fringes are very long, cut it off altogether by the corners, which I believe is the custom. That those knots are along the length of the garment, but not where at the corners. Below so to any other regularities in the talis, with threads going out in any which way, cut them all off when you get to the corners. He has pointed bracket here. It's not important for our purposes. Yudzai. We said the number of tzitzis on each corner are 4 doubled over. Shem Shemona, which is 8 altogether. If you add on, it's puzzle. Mishnah brings down that the Gra holds like the Itzer that there is no Bahama Baal Tosif. The Arutz HaShulchan brings several Gdolei Rishonim who hold that way. Therefore, the Mishnah concludes that if you made it already and you can't fix it, you can use them, the tzitzis, even with more than 8 strings. But as soon as you can fix them, fix them. Okay. Back to Rishonim, Bechutim not cut yet into 4 strings, which will double overtake. You have to be very careful to cut them before to put them in the hole. Why? Because of our old friend of Tasav Lomid Asli. Then put them into the corner, into the and double them over. Yishman number 8. You put in before you cut them. He says no. It's not possible with the Evid. It's not Tasav Lomid Asli with the Evid. Ain't a possible. Because the mice of tzitzis only really begins when you start tying it. Nevertheless, he said, here, you should be careful. If you put them in uncut into the hole, before you make the knot, before you start wrapping. If you wrap even one wrap, even one wrap between knot and knot, or you unite them with even one knot, which, in other words, Mishnah says that's a double knot. I think Arukh HaShulchan agrees with that. It's a double knot, which is called kesher. The apostle even to come afterwards. Because you made them in when they were still apostle. Even if you didn't wrap at all, but rather you made 2 separate knots. You can double knot. The Mishnah brings down a kula here that if you made one knot and then wrapped one wrapping and didn't make a knot afterwards, that it's still not Tasav Lomid Asli. But he says you should be machmir certainly. You divide the 8 strings with your hand. 4 on each side. Make a double knot. Then take the long strings, I think some people call it the shamish, and put around the other 7 strings, some wraps, because you make a double knot again. Because the correct kosher, and you do this several times, until you have 5 double knots, and 4 spaces between them, and the spaces are full of wrappings. There is no strict law as to the wrappings and knots. And even if you wrap most of the strings, only wrap one wrapping, one segment, kshera. It's only when you do the entire thing like a lanyard that's possible to lake up seal because there is no free hanging strings. As we said many times, it's to make the mitzvah more beautiful. Yes, shlish gadil, a third should be tied and wrapped with shnei shlishiyos ptil and 2/3 free falling. Then abdil arba gdolim, like I mentioned before, the wrapping should be 4 thumbs. Abdil should be shmona gdolim, and the free falling strings 8 thumbs. That's our beta tap. She's barba sif yudaf at the beginning of our learning today. The minhag of Bnei Ashkenaz, obviously, is to wrap in the first chulya shever kikol shleimin, 7 full wraps. Shnei shmona, the second wrapping 8. Over shlishi is achad esrei, third is 11. B'yis shlosh esrei. Keminyan Hashem echad. This is like the corresponding to Hashem echad, which is well, whatever. That, you got the idea. There should be it's proper between each kesher should be a thumb's width. And that all the gaps should be equal. From the first gap, you should distance the strings apart. Distance the string, the wraps a bit from each other. And the fourth one, you should make them very close in order to make everything uniform. As some people say, some people explain but so far as some people tie every string at the end of the mountain shizur, so that the twisting shall come apart. It's not like adding on to the knots. Most of it seems that. Before he said we could be lenient, but here he says not to be lenient. He says some people don't make a knot at the end because about they're moisif. I guess technology was better back then. Back then, they were twisted well and did not come apart. Hashem Echad, getting back to that quickly. So Echad is 13, right? And that's the last one. That's the Echad is 13. And the 7, 8, and 11 is 26 Shem Havaya. So I didn't explain it back then. Havaya Echad in Gematria is that 7, 8, 11, 13.